Welcome, welcome, welcome. We made it, boys. Let me get my notes out. Good old week 12 recap. Let's hit it. All right. Have some upsets. Have some close matches. Some people are now out and eliminated, unfortunately. But don't give up hope. There are some people in the running. And there are guys who can be... What's the word I'm thinking of here? Can be the villain in the story and ruin someone else's fantasy dreams of being the champion this year. All right, let's go over it. First matchup we had was Jack. He got 118.58 points. It was enough for a win versus Garrett, who had 86.28. Garrett had a tough streak. Stevenson, his running back, didn't do too hot on that take, but Jack needed that win. Jack is in one of the contenders for a top 4 spot right now, so good on Jack. Okay, moving on. This was a heartbreaker. AJ got 120.46 and needed the win. Needed to win to stay in the playoff contention. He took a loss. Cody got 123.2. Apparently, kickers are valuable in this league. Very valuable, actually, especially this year. Can't count out the kicker. Cody had Purdy not play. I think his tight end was hurt. Very rough go. Everything was looking great for AJ. Kicker puts up 20 points and it's GG there. So, unfortunate that. Cody takes the dub. Next match we had was Alex with 158.4 points. Alex is very hot. And he versus Steen, which Steen had a great performance. One of his great week for him. He had 132.58. Fortunately, it was not enough to beat Alex. Barkley apparently is the man of the hour. 46.2 points for Saquon Barkley. I mean, the football gods are blessing him. It's ridiculous. So, tough loss for Steen. A very big win for Alex. So that also will play into factor going into week 13. And then last matchup we had was a close one. We had Jake with 113.6 versus Brett, and Brett took the loss here. Brett, we'll talk about that when we get into the standings, but Brett had 86.82, a bad performance for this week. Not a lot of points. The only person, he was position 8 in points scoring right now for this week. So position 9. I apologize. Position 9 this week on points scoring. So, very, very tough there. And then I took the dub. Did I write myself? Yes. I won against Max, and that came down to a haywire. Max there was scaring me a little bit. It came down to Monday Night Football. If Zay Flowers could get 15 points, he would have got the dub. He missed it. I won by at least 4, so we're doing great on that aspect. Which rolls into our next segment on where the standings are. Where's everyone at? How are things working? Okay. In first place, we have Cody with a 10-2 record. And he has clinched a playoff berth. So no matter what, he is in the top 4 with how his record sits. And where tiebreakers sit on that. So congratulations, Cody. Cody's the first one to make it to the top 4. Now still in the running. He could be number 4. He could be number 1. But to see how the weeks play out, hopefully injuries do not plague him further. In second place, you got truly the league manager here, myself. Sitting at a 9-3 record. I also have clinched a playoff spot. So I'm also in that 1 to 4 area. Is not guaranteed a top seed spot yet. Because some of these guys, we're getting very close. These records are getting tight. But I have also earned myself a playoff spot. So I'm gonna give myself a pat on the back, wipe the sweat off. I wasn't sweating that hard. So, in third place we have Jack, who was currently 4th last week. He has an 8-4 record. So Jack has moved up a spot after taking a win this week, a very important win for him, and so he sits at 8-4. Has not secured a playoff spot yet, so he's one of the contenders in the running. 4th, we have Alex with 7-5. He was in 5th place, and he has moved up a spot. Also, another big win. Alex has been performing. His team's starting to grow and grow and grow, get bigger and bigger. His team's looking dangerous, so be on the lookout for Alex, but he has not birthed himself a guaranteed playoff spot yet, so very close here, guys. Brett is in 5th place at 7-5. He was in 3rd last week, so he's fallen in a couple spots. He's taken back-to-back L's right now, and so Brett is in probably dire need of got to get a couple wins. These last couple weeks are very important to secure those playoffs. And then unfortunately, we have some new eliminations. AJ, who is currently sitting at 6 with a 5-7 record, has been eliminated from the playoff contention. Now, there's still a consolation bracket, and you do not want to get last place in this league, because if you get last place, there will be a punishment. We haven't decided yet on what that punishment is, but fortunately, AJ has been eliminated. So, sorry, AJ, on that hard loss. That was a tough one to lose, to get yourself kicked out. Also, who got kicked out this week? Max, with a 5-7 record as well. He's also in 7th place. He has been eliminated. But you guys could be villains. Knock off one of these these remaining 3 guys who are fighting for a spot. You know, if you're against one of them and you get a W, you might have kicked them out. So very important. Still potential for bragging or bringing other people down in your sorrows as well. You know, this is kill or be killed league in a sense. So Jake sits at 8th. Steen sits at 9th with 3-9. Jake was at 4-8. And then last place, Garrett's sitting at 2-10. Garrett's having a rough season, a rough go. Hopefully, Garrett, you can get a couple wins pulled out. Maybe not get in last place there, so you do not have to face the end of the year punishment. Moving into a couple bench warmers. Myself, I had Addison, receiver for the Vikings, put up 30.2 points, just sat on my bench. If I would have had him, it wouldn't have been a close match on my week. But, yeah, big performance from him. Jalen Waddle had 28.4 points. The Dolphins are looking hot. We'll see if they can play in cold weather against the Packers this Thursday Night Football for Thanksgiving. That was on AJ's team, sitting on his bench. Maybe if AJ, you know, hard to predict some of these things, but if Waddle was played versus one of his other players, could have won, could have stayed in it, unfortunately. Bucky Irving, another one from the Buccaneers, had 27.1 points. That was sitting on Brett Baker's bench. So Brett, still in the contention, might want to consider playing Bucky Irving. Going forward, may not, though. Who knows? So, to conclude, Week 13 matches. Now, 3 of these matches are very close, need to look out for, okay? Alex versus Garrett. Garrett, the league is rooting for you. Don't want to never see one of the brothers in last place. I'm rooting for you. You can beat Alex and maybe take Alex out of the playoff contention. But Alex versus Garrett is the first matchup we have, so very important to keep eyes on. Brett versus Steen. Same thing from my other brother here. Steen's kind of near the bottom. I hate to see that, but you can be the devil. Don't be the devil, but you can be the villain. Be the antagonist and beat Brett. You might take Brett out of the playoff contention. Who knows? So Brett needs probably a necessary win here. Same for Alex. Next match is myself versus Jack, and this is going to be a tough one for Jack because I've clinched a playoff spot, so I'm kind of like the judge here, the balance scales. I can maybe take Jack out if I see him as a threat of an opponent, or maybe I play it soft. Who knows? Jack will probably find out come Sunday. what happens. But myself versus Jack there is the next matchup. And then we have AJ versus Jake, and then Cody versus Max. So unfortunately, those matchups don't change anywhere or dictate anything. If anything, Cody could drop from the #1 spot. So everyone's probably rooting for Max. And then AJ versus Jake. This is just keeping contentions of positioning at that point. And so that kind of concludes everything I have, guys. I hope it was a great week. Happy Thanksgiving. Make sure you eat a lot. Watch some football. Keep eyes on your fantasies. Get anything in the draft, in the waiver wire that already went through. And best of luck to you, gentlemen. Couple weeks left and the playoffs start. I'll be in suit and tie when playoffs start, man. High and tight. High and tight. It's time to get down. So, all right, guys. We'll check out. Until next time. Peace.